Well, I appreciate being back here at West Broad Street. Thank you, Pastor Roger and Ryan, for the invitation to come and talk about something that is real important to all of us, particularly at Oasis and all the pregnancy care centers around the state of Florida. Before I do, though, I want to extend a great level of thank you to the West Broad Street church family for the support, the faithful support over the last several years. You guys may know it, but we receive monthly support from West Broad Street, and those funds are making a difference. I was telling Pastor earlier, I think last time when I was here, I was able to report that in 2023, we saw 125 babies saved from abortion. And we saw, it gets better, it gets better. Last year, I appreciate that, but we also saw, I think I was able to report to you, we also saw 72 of our clients begin a new relationship with Jesus last year. So that's the win-win for us. This year has been just an incredible year. We have seen over, I think I saw our executive director's report this past week, through September, 180 babies saved from abortion.
Woo!
Through September, and we've had 80 of our clients begin a new relationship with Jesus.
Amen.
God is sending women and men our way who are looking for a sense of hope. And we are very grateful to be able to look them in the eye and say, we know where you can find hope, and that's in Jesus Christ. And terminating the pregnancy is not the answer. It's not the answer. In fact, the truth of John 10:10 is still very real to us, and it's grown to have a 3D effect. John 10:10 says, the thief comes to steal, kill, and destroy. That's taken on a great different meaning for me in the last 5 years working at Oasis, that killing and destroying. But Jesus says, I come that you might have life and have abundant life. And we get to see the joy of those folks who enter into abundant life and who allow their children to come into life here. So I give you that report from Oasis and let you know that your support is making a difference. I also come today to basically remind you of some things that it appears that Pastor Roger has already done a very good job of preparing me for, and I appreciate you teeing the ball up for me. We have something coming up, even in all the good news of seeing people come to know Christ and women and men, couples making the choice for life. The enemy is still working very diligently to steal, kill, and destroy. And we have something facing us ahead, an amendment. I appreciate that in your bulletins today, you'll see not only issues that are the recommendation coming from One More Child, which is Florida Baptist Children's Home to vote no on for, but there's a summary on all 6 amendments that we have that are facing us. Let me just say, I'm very, very partial to a 4 as far as what I speak against, because none of the other 5 amendments, whether we vote for them or not, if Amendment 4 passes, heartbeats stop, babies die. And that's the significance of why I'm here today. If I could get the slide that shows the amendment, I'd like to just go over it very briefly. There are sheets in the back. Thank you. This is the amendment as it will appear on your ballot, not with all the red stuff and all that kind of stuff, but I had it highlighted. It's not what it seems, and it's way too extreme. That's on all the information. I won't get into the title of it, but that's even written to be deceptive. This is a wonderfully crafted amendment. I tip my hat to the folks who wordsmithed this, who focus grouped it in a way that would make it appealing to those that tend to be on the conservative side of the political spectrum. It is well done, and it is well deceiving. Let's just go through it real quick. It says, no law shall prohibit, penalize, delay, or restrict abortion before viability. There's a key word, viability. The consensus right now is 23 to 24 weeks is the viability, but there's no definition put in this. Now remember that 24-week number there. Actually, no, I'll go ahead and mention it now. Prior to Roe v. Wade, the law in the state of Florida was the legal limit for abortion was 24 weeks. So at best, the law, this amendment would take us back to pre-Roe time, where the legal limit for abortion in the state of Florida is 24 weeks. But I would contend the biggest word in this amendment is actually the smallest word, and that's why I highlighted it, the word or when necessary to protect the patient's health as determined by the patient's health care provider. There are two terms there, the protect the patient's health, that is not defined. That could be physical health, that could also be mental health, that could be financial health. Any broad definition of patient's health is a big loophole there. And then determined by the patient's healthcare provider. It's fascinating that they do not put in there a medical professional of any kind. It is a healthcare provider. That can mean a doctor. That can also mean a nurse at a Planned Parenthood abortion center. That could mean a mental counselor, someone who would be telling this woman who might be in distress at 28, 29, 30 weeks that this might be the best outcome for you to relieve your stress is to terminate the pregnancy. It could mean any number of things, and that's the concern for us. This amendment's going to stick out pretty heavily because when you look at Amendment 3 on your ballot, there are definitions galore. And then we have this one right next to it that's 40 words. Then the last thing down there that you see that's deceptive is this amendment does not change the legislature's constitutional authority to require notification, how well that is put, to a parent or guardian before a minor has an abortion. In essence, this would allow the legislature to require notification and not consent. This would become one of the few, if not the only, medical procedure done on a minor in the state of Florida that does not require parental consent. Nurses, school nurses, if any of you work in the school system, you understand that nurses are very restricted as far as what services and things that they can provide to students in their school. And yet in this case, their desire is that parents only be notified of this event. So those are the reasons that we are encouraging everyone who would fight with us in the fight for life to vote no on 4. We've got some of these flyers back there on the back table, and there's some up here, and it has the amendment on the back with some further explanation or reiterating some of the things I've said today. You have some awesome stuff that's in your worship program today or your bulletin from One More Child. Again, some of the stuff, I know these folks over at One More Child. I was talking to Pastor Roger. Mary Lou Hendry, who is one of you all, Southern Baptist gal, like she describes, headlights to taillights. She is on the forefront and provides us all the data related to abortion in the state of Florida. We are beholden to One More Child for the work that they do for us. And I will address one of the big concerns that we have is that, and yes, you can do the QR code, you can scan that and get the same information that I just gave you. There are many who our concern is because of, and I'll just say it as gently as and gracefully as I can, who have a distaste for the two candidates that are up for president. And they are maybe choosing, well, I don't like either one, so I am choosing not to vote. If you do that, this amendment will pass. Last year we had 84,000 abortions, surgical abortions done in the state of Florida, and we're considered a pro-life state. If this amendment passes, that number will go up by some guesstimates of 40,000 surgical abortions. These are the ones done after 10 weeks that we won't get into the detail of today, but let's just say it's a horrific act that we do on the most vulnerable in our culture. So we would encourage you. In fact, I was talking with a state senator, one of his aides this past week, a senator who stands with us, and one of his aides, two things he said. He said, we don't need 50%, we just need 41%. We need believers who stand for life to turn out and vote no on 4. And he even said, if there's a box that you choose not to fill in, you do not need to fill that in. So if you choose not to vote for either one of the presidential candidates, you do not have to do that. We are just asking you to vote biblically on the choice for life. And that would be vote no on 4. And if you have any more questions, we've got some other literature back there. I actually brought with me this day 4 yard signs that you're welcome to take, whoever would like to get them. I would just ask that you put them up after Wednesday.
Yeah.
Let's let the storm pass, because these things can become flying objects, and I don't want that to happen at all. So, again, I can't tell you how much we appreciate West Broad Street Baptist Church. And the pastor, the passion with which the pastor has shown support for Oasis and for life, I'm so grateful for. We have a number of men who are choosing to stand for life and stand with Oasis as we attempt to reach people with the story, with the message of life, but also with the message of life. If you understand, and I think you do.
Amen.
That we want to see people come to know Jesus and make the choice for life and give them all the support we can. And with West Broad Street being the Aaron and her holding the arms up of our ministry, we are incredibly grateful. So thank you very much.
Thank you.